Mr. Glenn Beck's guest Peter pointed out that the Chinese Communist Party plays a significant role in the drug trade, collaborating with their owners, aka the Mexican drug cartels, by supplying the fentanyl precursors, pharmaceutical equipment, and offering encrypted communication channels with their apps such as WeChat, because they, as in the drug cartels, know for a fact that the Chinese Communist Party won't share the data with the US or any law enforcement for that matter. Now, according to Peter, what is even more alarming is that many of the people inside of the United States that are dying and overdosing from fentanyl isn't even aware that they are consuming or taking fentanyl, because the drug had been originally intended, or they had originally intended on consuming, had been laced with fentanyl without their knowledge. Terrifying. Here's a few points I wanted to point out from the clip that we just watched. Here we go. Number one, Mr. Glenn Beck's guest Peter says that every link in the chain, meaning the supply chain of this fentanyl crisis, is controlled by the Chinese Communist Party. 90% of all the precursors, meaning the ingredients that make up the fentanyl, come in via the port of Manzanillo in Mexico. And the international terminal there in Mexico is run and ran by a Chinese company, because guess what? The Chinese Communist Party owns the port. Peter continues by saying, we know, according to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, that over 2,000 Chinese nationals are living in that Mexican town. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, what do you guys think? What do you think these 2,000 plus Chinese nationals are doing there with all the precursors of the fentanyl, right? Now, moving on to the second point I wanted to point out is that Peter continues by saying that, hey, how do you guys think everybody there are communicating down there in Mexico, right? They can't just use iMessage, they can't just use an iPhone. Well, indeed, they are using Chinese communication devices such as WeChat, because they know that Chinese Communist Party will not share any of the data with the US, let alone any law enforcement. Now, the final point, the final piece of the puzzle is money laundering that they brought up in that clip. Money laundering. Meaning, what are they going to do with all that cash, right? This is where the Chinese state-owned banks come in, okay? The Chinese state-owned banks. And what is even more alarming is that they often use the Chinese students that are here in the United States studying abroad via education visas to do it, to launder these money. Everything is connected, ladies and gentlemen, and you know the truth. So please help us go and share it.